So how do you remain in that feeling of the wish fulfilled? You've heard about this. You've heard about how you go into your imaginal act. You get all of those sensations, that feeling, that sense that it is done. I'm in my wish being fulfilled. This is what it would feel like if my dreams and desires came to fruition, if I was that person now. But then I come back down to the 3D reality with a bit of a bump. And in some cases, if it's something that you really truly desire and you're still in pain over it, like a specific person, for example, that you're manifesting, the love of your life, that relationship, or that health, the good health that you're after, or the money that you so desperately need. Does this ring true for any of you guys? Are you struggling in this process of, okay, between my imaginal act and seeing some sort of movement, I keep on crashing. I can't hold on to that wish fulfilled state. What do I do? What's the easiest way to do this and to achieve this? I'm going to share with you in this video, based on my years and years of experience, the patterns that I've noticed, what really works for me. Give this a shot, see how it goes for you, and also share your own experiences too. If you've got something that I haven't mentioned that really helped you, let's make this a community where we all help each other out on this journey. And first up, I'll introduce myself because I nearly forgot to. I'm Athena Raven. I'm a mental health and manifestation life coach, and I'm here to empower and inspire you on this manifestation journey. So if you're enjoying the content, you're finding it helpful, then I appreciate you helping this channel out by liking and subscribing. Click that bell icon as well, so you never miss a beat, never missing the posts that I'm frequently putting up. And I'm going to try and do some more lives as well, guys. Lives. I know. I haven't quite figured it out on here. I was doing them all the time on TikTok, but when it comes to YouTube, I'm still learning. But I'm going to do some so that I can answer your Q&As as well and really get to interact with you all. I love and appreciate all of you for being here. Thank you for your fantastic and continuous support. And yes, wish fulfilled. Oh, I'm just going to state as well, I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to screenshot some of the most popular questions that you guys ask me, and I'm going to use it to make video content. So if you've got an idea for like a question, let's keep it very general and concise. You know, what to do whilst you're waiting for your manifestation, or how do you manifest a specific person, whatever your question might be. Comment it below, and I'm going to take some screenshots, and they're going to be my ideas for future videos as well. And for those of you who like the questions, if you see a question on there that you're like, yeah, I want to know what that's like, give it a like, give that comment a thumbs up as well, and comment beneath it too if you like. And then I know which are the most popular. I shall prioritize them as well. I'm gearing my content to what you guys really need and desire, because let's face it, this journey can be turbulent, can be painful, and can feel pretty lonely as well, because a lot of you can't talk to your friends and family about this kind of stuff. You're going to look crazy, right? And a lot of you probably don't have friends who really understand the law as well. So let's have our little friendship group right here. I'm creating that safe space for all of you. Now, we're talking about the wish fulfilled. I've made a couple of notes as well so that I don't forget, because sometimes I come away from doing these videos, and because I don't edit my stuff, it's very organic. I'm talking from the heart. I'm talking from experience. I'm not there reading a script and having to edit and cut it every minute. I've seen some of these videos, honestly, that people post where they're cutting it every time, read a sentence, cutting it. And you kind of get a bit like they're jolting around so much. I get a little bit motion sickness. Let's just be natural with this, guys. We should be talking from knowledge and experience anyway. But there's a couple of key points I wanted to mention here that's really important. Because, you know, you go into your imaginal act. Maybe you're doing sats, maybe you're doing a meditation, maybe you're scripting this stuff out, maybe you're doing some other fancy technique that you have discovered, a bit of witchcraft here, a bit of crystals there, whatever it is that is getting you into that wish fulfilled state. You're surrendering to that end result of what it would feel like to have your wish fulfilled. And it feels pretty good, right? But when you come back to the 3D reality, it can be met with such a slap in the face as to, well, nothing's changed. I mean, that's the biggest thing, nothing's changed. But like I say, I've done a video on how actually manifestation is instant. But what a lot of us forget is that when we're going into this imaginal act, we're trying to make an impression on ourselves. We're trying to change self. A lot of us are too busy trying to change this 3D reality. And that's why we're met with the most resistance. And that's why it's taking ages for us to see change. But anyway, very first up, the first important thing to understand in all of this is that when you go into your imaginal act, the experience you are having, you should see it as a real life experience, as real as as this world of the senses. We deem this as so solidly real because it is the world of matter, the world where our five senses are engaged. We can touch it and taste it and smell it and feel it and all the rest of it. And so we deem this as real. And we seem to fob off our imagination as just a figment of your imagination. It's just in your mind. It's just in your head. Daydreamer. Like this is all negative stuff. This is the way that we've been conditioned. But we're trying to get to a point now where we're remembering, we're reminded that actually the experience that we're having in imagination is just as real, as just as solidly real as the experience here. Okay, so I can touch it here. I can touch it there too, but in a different way. I'm engaging in it differently. My consciousness, my higher self is going there first when I imagine it. And of course, as soon as I'm accepting it as done, well, it has to be expressed here because that's how it works. We are always imagining ahead of our circumstances, and we tend to forget this. But really, you're imagining all the time. Every time you feel fearful about something, or every time you feel apprehensive, every time you feel stressed out, or even if you feel happy, it's because you tend to be imagining ahead of your circumstances. Well, we tend to think, oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? We're already imagining all the worst case scenarios before it's even happened, right? So this is how much we engage and connect with our imagination. And it's so natural to us. We don't realize that we're doing it. But for some reason, when we become consciously creating, conscious creators and manifestors, suddenly this whole thing becomes really hard, and we're putting all these techniques and processes in the way, rather than just being, rather than just having fun with it, rather than just surrendering and submitting to the imagination. I mean, the imagination causes powerful emotions, evokes powerful sensations within you. So it's as real as this world of matter and mass. Think of it this way. If I was to tell you, and this is a very famous comparison we always use, even in hypnosis, to prove how important, how powerful the imagination is. If I was to say to you guys, okay, imagine for me, if you will, that you're holding on to a lemon. You can feel the texture of the skin, that almost waxiness to the skin. You can chop the lemon in half. You can smell the aroma of the citrus. You can see the beautiful bright yellows and the different tones of yellows, the different textures within that fruit. And you can pick it up and you can squeeze that half of the lemon into your mouth, taste it on the tip of your tongue, let the juices flow. And you're going to have a reaction. Your taste buds are going to start tingling. You're going to start salivating. But there is no lemon, but you're just imagining it. However, the sensations, the physiological changes that are happening within you, it's as though you're experiencing it in real life. And that's why they say every time you go to past events and relive the past, you're reinfecting yourself, as Neville Goddard has stated. Because it only exists in imagination, right? But imagination and memory, it's powerful. So every time you go there and you're feeling it out, your body is having the same chemical reactions as it was in a real life event. It doesn't know the difference. And therefore, it is shaping and molding you every day. And that's why we don't want to dwell in the past. And that's why we want to dwell and imagine on things that we wish to experience rather than things that we don't. And that's why awareness is so key, and taking yourself to your end and what you truly desire, even in the face of 3D circumstances. So that step is very important, to remember that your imagination is the true reality in all of this. That helps you to keep in that wish fulfilled, because then if I've gone to my end, I've experienced it in imagination, I've accepted it is done. What I've experienced in imagination was a true experience, even if it was just pictures in my mind or an inner conversation. It's happened, and it's happened in the present moment, and I felt it, and I've gone through these physiological changes within me. And now I walk through this 3D reality knowing that it's already been done, knowing that it's already happened. There's nothing to be created here. I'm already on that bridge, that unfolding. See, this mindset always helps me. Another way to really help you as well is to see it that, okay, when I have stepped into the version of me that has my desire, my end result, i.e., I've gone from I've been rejected, I'm blocked and ghosted by my SP, to I'm going to imagine that we are together in this loving, committed relationship. Now, in doing so, I've stepped into a version of me that feels safe, secure, content, all of these wonderful feelings that you get when you're in a long-term serious relationship, right? Now, I want to remain in that as much as I can. Now, let's be realistic. You're never, ever going to remain in a state consistently all the time. It is impossible. You are changing states always. You are a traveler of the states. You know, you are consciousness. You are not the states. You are not your thoughts. You are not your feelings. You are not even this, not even this mass matter body. We're not any of this. We're greater than this. Consciousness has no shape, no form. But in order to express, it has to take on a concept of self in order to see its reflection, in order to have an experience. And that's what it's doing. So I'm having this experience through the eyes of Athena. But at the moment, through the eyes of Athena, I was rejected. If I step into my imagination, it allows me to look through the eyes of Athena that is in a relationship. And my job is to try and make that my home. Now, I could come away from that scene and forget about it and just live my life, and this will completely unfold because the impression has been made on me. I'm not counteracting it with any limiting beliefs. I'm not reacting to my 3D and constantly stating how it's not working, everything's working against me. I'm just living my life having accepted this is done and maybe forgetting about it in the meantime because it's done. It's taken care of. What more is there to do, right? But if things occur that I don't like, that could potentially trigger me, I've looked at my bank account, I'm still in debt, or oh my God, I got a parking fine now, and oh my God, no, I've just found out my SP's with a third party. Okay, you might have a reaction to it. That's okay. The amount of times I hear people saying I had a reaction like it's a really bad thing, they're really telling themselves off. You're human, you're going to have a reaction. We're meant to have reactions to this life. But you know what? Don't suppress it and try not to react like you're some sort of, I don't know, made out of plastic. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. How can anyone do that? I can't do that. But if I do have a reaction that is really kind of blown up and not from my end state, it's good because it's telling me what I might potentially need to work on. It's telling me, oh, I've just been taken out of state. Hang on, let me just remind myself. And I can either step back into my imaginal act, or I can ask myself the question, okay, the version of me who was in that scene, let me connect with her. That was my higher self. She felt safe and secure and loved, right? So now, through the eyes of that version of Athena, again, let me just look at this situation. Let me look at this circumstance. What am I going to make this mean? That version of Athena doesn't care about this circumstance anymore. Just thinks, okay, well, I'm just going to persevere through it because this isn't my end, right? I'm just going to carry on. I'm going to have the blinkers on. I'm just going to my end. So this means nothing to me. And maybe I can attach a natural meaning to it, actually, that, well, yeah, but I know that this situation is going to break down. If there's a third party, I know it's going to break down because I've seen my end. Oh, still have no money in my bank account. Well, I'm not going to allow the absence of money to suddenly mean that I am broke. I'm still going to live with that mindset that, you know, money flows easily to me. I've seen the abundance that I'm going to have. My imagination, I am that abundant person. So my 3D, I can accept that this is happening, this is unfolding when I get that abundance, when I get that money, right? So it's these kind of mindsets and understanding what you're doing when you're going into your imaginal act that's really, truly going to help you to stay in that wish fulfilled. I want to quote, it's my favorite quote from Scripture. And I know a lot of it off by heart, actually, but I thought I don't want to destroy it. And it's the one about, you know, in my house there are many mansions, which I absolutely adore this, but it's very fitting for this. So it goes, in my house, in my Father's house, there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. And the reason I love that is because, again, it's that understanding that wherever you've gone, I mean, if consciousness is the creative source, imagination is the creative source, you are consciousness, this limitless, infinite, you can call it God, the universe, the source of it all. You are the all. So you have the desire. You also, if you have a problem in your life, you have the solution to it. You know, you have the obstacles, you have the solution to the obstacles and the freedom. It's all within you. There's nothing outside of you. And so wherever you go in consciousness, my house, there are many mansions. So many states, many infinite states of being, infinite states of mind, many infinite outcomes here. Let me go and occupy one of those outcomes, because as consciousness, I can do that now. I will transcend space and time and everything, and I will dare to assume that I am that now, even though my current 3D self is not showing me any evidence of this. And I will go there. And wherever I go in consciousness, my human self will then have to also end up there too. So I go to prepare a place for you. And I love that. It's, to me, it sounds very comforting. It's like consciousness goes there. I go in imagination. I go and prepare that place for you. And I'll come unto you again, so that where I go, there ye may be also. You have to end up there too. So with that mindset, it's like, yes, I have to end up there. I'm already on the bridge. What more is there to do or worry about? Your wish fulfilled state is not going to be about you being happy and elated and in a good mood all the time. You want to have a bad day, you want to spiral, fine, let it out, spiral, get stressed. Because like I said, you're going to shift state all the time. Your boss is going to say something that's going to annoy you, and it's going to kick you out of state. Your parents are going to say something to annoy you, and again, you're going to go into a different state. We're always changing state, but you're trying to make the state of being in relation to your SP, or in relation to money, or in relation to health, depending what your desire is. That state that you want to be in is, I am the person who is healthy, or I am the person who has this financial abundance. I am the person who is in a relationship with that specific person. That's where you want to shift to. And then you just want to see life through that lens. And so knowing all this about how consciousness creates while you're doing the imaginal act, knowing that wherever you go in consciousness, there you will also go in the 3D flesh, understanding that it's all unfolding for you, understanding that what I've done in imagination is the actual reality. Look at the impact it's had. It's impressed upon me. I am already that. Don't allow the absence of your desire to mean that you don't have it, and to take you out of state, and to make you be double-minded and be like, it's not working, and that. Don't allow for that. We can trust that it is all working and unfolding. You don't need proof of it, as in you don't need to physically see it. We know that bacteria exists. Even in the absence of bacteria, we know it's there. We believe in it. I can't sense it, I can't touch it and taste it, say at the moment, but I know it's in existence. Just like your desire is already in existence, it's already there, because creation is finished. They're not creating anything new, right? That version of you is in existence now. Why? Because it's finished, because it is consciousness, because it is the universe, source, God, the all. What does that mean? Infinite. It has to be in existence now in order for infinity to be a thing. Otherwise, the whole system, the whole structure of infinity would just fall apart. You take out one little possibility and the whole thing would fall apart. Why? Because you can't have the yin without the yang. You can't understand what good is without the bad. It has to all be there. It all plays a part. It's all important. It is complete. And so you have to be steadfast in your new state. And if you do struggle and you find yourself getting too triggered or feeling too depressed with it, just ask yourself, well, how the version of me who has what I desire, how would she look at this? What would she do, or what would he do in relation to this? And ask yourself that question, and let that version of you take over. Just connect with your divine self, your consciousness. It's already been there. It's already gone. It's already occupied that state. It's already prepared the place for you. The place is prepared. You're on the way to it. And so if you think of it in this way, it's going to bring you a lot of comfort and safety and security in this journey. Yes, we're going to feel anxious at times. Yes, you're going to have your doubts. That's okay. You're not meant to trust and believe in this 100%. You've done this a million times for your desires, and you've always placed yourself there. Oh yeah, I wanted to go to Spain, and I could see myself on the beaches of Spain, and suddenly, yeah, I ended up there on holiday, even though I didn't have the money for it at the time, even though I was told that no, you can't go to Spain, it's all booked up and you're not going to get to any places. I still persevered. You persevere through everything that's going on. You stay true to your desire, and that's remaining in your wish fulfilled. That's living in the end. That's how you stay within that. And like I say, sometimes for some people, the way that living in the end actually feels, what it looks like, is forgetting about your desire completely. Because like I say, it's done, it's taken care of, your place is being prepared. So allow your bridge of incidents to just unfold before you, and just walk through that bridge, taking whatever is thrown your way, because your source, right? So I really hope that this helped you out. But if there were any questions you had regarding this video, let me know. And also, if you've got general questions, I'm going to take a look at them. I'm going to start screenshotting your questions because they're going to be ideas for next future videos. So do comment below what you would like potentially to know. And I'm going to do a video with a breakdown as well of my techniques, my methods that I use to manifest a specific person, because I know a few of you were asking for me to share the technique. So I have been watching, I've been listening to you, and I do intend to do that as well at some point. Join me for this Friday's success story. It's another, I was going to say another blinder, which is such an English thing to say. It's another blinder, but it's another good one. And I love and appreciate every single one of you for being here each week. I can't even talk. It's another late night, you see. I'll see you all in the next video. All the best to you.